What's going on? We back. Motor City Sports Talk. We in the building. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. I'm going to do a couple videos, maybe for this live stream in today. I've been hella busy, but let's talk about Trey Flowers. Trey Flowers, defensive end free agent for the New England Patriots. Why am I against Trey Flowers? But let's talk a little bit about him. He's from Huntsville, Alabama. 24 years old, or 25 years old, excuse me, be 26 by the time the new season starts. 6'2", 265 pounds. Pro Football Focus, second team All-Pro in 2018, two-time Super Bowl champion. And those are the highlights of what he's done. He's got 21 sacks with New England. Highest years, I think 7.5 sacks. I think he got that twice, around there twice. I just don't feel like breaking the bank for Trey Flowers is what we need. I think it's a necessity. It's just too much talent in the draft to go out there in the defensive line and break the bank for a guy that, quite frankly, New England ain't trying to bring him back. They don't even believe he worth the franchise tag at $17 million, I think it is. So, like I said before, if they in New England don't feel like, he worth bringing back, I mean, why the hell we picking him up? Honestly, what is the intrigue for Trey Flowers? He's a good, solid guy. Not a star. Not a star at all. Good, solid, do your type of job, type of guy. Real disciplined, going to play his gap, not going to do nothing outside the ordinary, but he's not going to do nothing extraordinary neither. When we talk about big free agent money coming off the edge, you thinking Vaughn, you thinking Clowney, you thinking guys like coming off the edge like Khalil Mack. He ain't going to have that impact. Quite frankly, it's just not smart. I mean, you really could bring Anthony Barr in, you know what I'm saying? You really can bring Anthony Barr in to put his hand in the dirt. Because that's all Anthony Barr is a glorified pass rusher. That's exactly what Anthony Barr is. He's a glorified pass rusher. He ain't good in drop. He good rushing the passer. And that's what, that's what we going to have to really, really look for is pass rush. We're going to look for pass rush. And, to put it in perspective, this year Ziggy had four sacks in 7 games and 2 he started. So imagine if Ziggy started like 3 more games, he'd have had 7 sacks. You know what I'm saying? Different system, though. The year before that, Ziggy had 12 sacks. So we looking for somebody that can apply pressure. At the end of the day, we do need help in the run defense. But when you're talking about paying big money, you're talking about a defensive end that got to go out there and be a terrorize the quarterback. And he got the ability to play inside, outside. They listed him as defensive tackle a couple years in New England. He does have that versatility. Kind of reminds you of one of Detroit Lions used to play here. He moved on to the Rams. I got his head. Corey Redden, I think his name was. Kind of make you remember with him, he was in the defensive end, and the Lions switched him inside. Then he, kind of put a little bit more longevity on his career. But like I said before, Trey Flowers, I just don't see breaking the bank from him. If New England didn't feel like it was best to bring him back at $17 million, like Seattle brought back Frank Clark, like Kansas City brought back D Ford, which they end up moving him, like Houston brought back Jadeveon Clowney. You just mark it off as the New England being cheap, but you just look at it and be like, why would New England want to drop you if you're so good and you're an integral part of what they do is the question. So I'm just not a fan of his. My defensive ends, now if he was coming to play, the front side defensive end, and I had an established star like Ziggy Ansah, at the right price, then yeah, because I have a guy that's going to go out there, and Ziggy had durability, that's going to go out there and get 10, 12 sacks, just waking up in his bed, and Trey Flowers be able to hold down the other side and just be my all-purpose defensive end. But you coming in, about to play him to be the stud, I don't see it. You about to pay him to be the stud. I just don't see you playing Trey Flowers to be the stud. Seriously. The guy that's going to anchor your defense and get 7, you want him, your expectation is 7.5 sacks and great run defense. No. Your expectation to pay big money is Von Miller, Khalil Mack type impact. That's the type of money you're looking at. Or upper echelon money, a guy that can kind of grow into that. He's a good gap, good disciplined player, don't have any off the field problems. Fits what the Lions want. Bland, boring personality. Well, come from a born personality program like or system like New England, just do your job, But my whole thing is, the Detroit Lions need a star off the edge, man. They need a star. We need a durable Ziggy. We need a guy like Ziggy who can play the run, who can sack the quarterback. And Flowers 7.5 sacks. In his first 3 or 4 years in the NFL, he got 7 sacks, 7+ sacks, or at least 7 sacks a couple times. But maybe it's just a system. Maybe Patricia tweak it and make him really go after the quarterback and get sacks. But for me, I don't see him being a special player. I think it's just too much depth in the draft to go pay Trey Flowers. You could take that money elsewhere, get a linebacker, get a cornerback, never lost in his cut, blessings. Find you a safety. You can take that money you're going to pay Trey Flowers and split it up a couple ways. You even get you an established backup quarterback with some of that money in Teddy Bridgewater if you don't want to draft a developmental quarterback. Maybe they scared to get a quarterback behind Stafford, scared he's going to crumble with the pressure. Or you're going to be upset. But you got to start preparing yourself for the future. But Trey Flowers ain't it, man. That ain't it. That's going to be a waste of money, man, because you can get the kid from Clemson. You can get the kid Montez Sweat. He may be there. Allen may drop. I think, third team going to move up in the draft for a quarterback. So you might have 3 quarterbacks going in the top 10. Excuse me. Then you got an offensive lineman and a Taylor kid from Florida that might go in the top 10. You're going to have Quentin Williams from Alabama. That's going to the top 3. So you have a quarterback, Quentin Williams. Then you could probably have Josh Allen going to the top 4. Another quarterback at Dwayne Haskins going to top 6. Then somebody might reach out for DK Metcalf. You never know. So it's plenty. I mean, it's a good chance that the kid from Clemson, Montez Sweat, may be there. Rashad Gary, one of them 3 gonna be there. So rather than me go break the bank for Flowers, you could take some of that money and get your offensive lineman, because that's what Bob Quinn really want to do. Bob Quinn probably want to draft that kid out of Florida, offensive lineman out of Alabama. He wants to draft an offensive lineman. He loves drafting offensive linemen. And they'll never pan out neither. You know what I'm saying? Ragnow, the book's still out on him. Taylor Decker, but he ain't looking so good after the shoulder surgery. Rick Wagner, he bought in free agency. He ain't looking so good. He should be cut too, but it's like his dead money might be too much, so keep him for another year. TJ Lang, he gone. Graham Glasgow, Martin Mayhew, Tom Lewan drafted him. So he really want to draft a tight end or offensive lineman. I'll tell you that right now. That's what he want to do. And I think that's the target. But, you can get your offensive lineman out there a little bit cheaper, in my opinion. It's Trey Flowers, man. Let him go let somebody like Miami throw a ton of money at him. He goes to this old coach and the new coach down in Miami, old coach for New England Patriots. Let him go down there. Let's not go spend money when money ain't needed and make a mark the gunshot and we really need to spend the money. You can let the defensive end go. Seriously. You can let the defensive end position go. Replace Nevin Lawson with Bradley Roby. Bring in C.J. Mosley at the middle linebacker position. And then, try to get Landon Collins. Those would be the 3 I target for defense. And John Brown on offense. Or Adam Humphries in the slot. Then we roll it. And if you want to bring another linebacker, you can bring in Jamie Collins. He came from New England. Fast guy, can rush, can drop. Anthony Barr's another guy they got their eyes on. It's plenty more electric pass rushers out there than Trey Flowers. They might rate him high. I don't rate him that high. I don't believe the hype. You know what I'm saying? And you can say, well, New England system required him to, just do his job and be disciplined and not do anything outside the ordinary. Okay. But you good, if they don't want him back and they don't want to pay him, why should we pay him? That's how I'm looking at it. If they feel that they can go on and keep winning without him, then what the fuck we need him for? Excuse my language. That's just how I look at it, man. But it's my personal opinion once again. Let me know what you guys think about Trey Flowers. I'm a nay on him. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to be mad. Obviously, they're not going to bring back Kerry Hyder, so he's going to be able to walk. So they need some more help at the defensive end position. I think you address that in the draft. You get the draftee cheaper, and you test them, man. You trust them to come in and make an impact early. Bring Ziggy that back at the veterans minimum or a cheap deal. Let him rehabilitate his health throughout the offseason, even if you got a rest through training camp. And just use him as a situational defensive end. But it's Motor City Sports Talk. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or you can reach out to the email if you got a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, or video requests. Other than that, Continue to share the videos. Best way to help your boy out. Mercy Sports Talk. It's your boy CJ.